Welcome to the first episode of Tech Talk. It's like a TED Talk, but hopefully more entertaining, or at least funnier. Today, we're diving straight into one of the coolest, most creative, and occasionally the most chaotic part of technical theater, scenic design. Have you ever watched a show and thought, wow, that looks really cool? Or how on earth did they build all that without it falling over on someone? Well then, today is your lucky day. Scenic design is the process of creating a physical world of a theater production. It establishes where the story takes place, what it looks like, how it feels, and how the actors interact with their environment. Basically, if the audience can see it, then a scenic designer probably planned it. If the audience shouldn't see it, well, that's usually when the stage manager takes a great big sigh. Scenic design blends art, architecture, engineering, problem solving, and just the right amount of, we can definitely build this. Probably. Design begins long before anything can be constructed. First, the scenic designer reads the script and meets with the director to figure out the show's visual concept, which is the personality and the style of the world. Is it realistic, gritty, playful, somewhere in between everyday life and why is there a 14-foot tall, fluffy, bright pink tree? Next come sketches. These are loose drawings that help explore shapes, levels, and scenic ideas. No pressure, this is the creative doodling phase. When the designer creates the ground plan, a top-down diagram showcasing where every wall, platform, doorway, and scenic element lives on stage. Think of it as the show's official blueprint. A ground plan is essential because it tells the technical director not just what to build, but how to fit it through the correct door, which, ironically, is oftentimes the bigger challenge. Finally, we reach renderings, full color drawings that show what the set should look like once it's finished. These help the design team to visualize the final world and help actors understand what they'll be consistently tripping over in rehearsals. The design phase lays the creative foundation for everything that comes next. After design comes the wonderful noises of saws, drills, and people yelling, "Where's the Phillips head screwdriver?" Construction begins with the materials list, which is basically a shopping list full of wood, screws, paint, foam, fabric, and motivation. Then comes the build schedule, which keeps the team organized and hopefully on task. Platforms, large walls, and structural scenic pieces usually get built first. Detailed elements like railings or custom props come later in the process. Construction uses these various theatrical structures. Flats, the lightweight walls of theater. Platforms provides different levels for actors to use. Wagons, scenic pieces on wheels that make the scene changes smoother. Bracing, what help keeps the wall standing. Fly systems, for scenic elements that need to magically appear out of thin air, disappear, or support an actor pretending to fly. Construction is equal parts creativity and engineering, and yes, everything has to be safe. No, we'll just see what happens is allowed. Painting is where everything starts to look beautiful, or at least stops looking all like plywood. Scenic painters begin with base coats, then add layers of texture using techniques like splattering, dry brushing, stenciling, or rag rolling. Need bricks? Paint can do that. Need metal? Paint can do that. Need a stone wall to look like old and it's been like through a war, but it's like secretly made out of board foam? You've guessed it. Paint can do that too. The final touches include highlights, shadows, cracks, stains, and all the other imperfections that make the world show feel alive. It's like giving the set character. Kind of like handing the props department glitter and saying the words, "Do whatever feels right." Load-ins is when everything finally moves from the scenic shop to the stage. The crew carefully follows a load-in plan which keeps everything in the right order. Walls go up, platforms are bolted down, curtains are hung, and paint touch-ups are done. It's the theater equivalent of moving into a new house. If your house had massive platforms, a fly system, and 20 people shouting directions at each other, this is also when actors finally get to rehearse on the real set. And that's usually when someone decides to touch wet paint. Always happens. Strike is the last phase. The set comes down, platforms are taken apart, walls are unbolted, useful pieces get stored, and the stage returns to its neutral state. Strike is efficient, fast, and a little emotional. It's like packing away all of the holiday decorations, but with a lot more power tools. Before anything gets built in full size, scenic designers create model boxes, smaller scaled versions of the set. Think of them as dollhouses to theater kids, except with more artistic purpose and not as many Barbie cars. Model boxes help directors plan staging, lighter designs plan shows, actors visualize the world, and the bill crew to make sure that everything will actually fit on stage. It's much easier to solve problems with a 6-inch wall than when you're staring at a 12-foot wall. Let's look at 2 examples, Rent and Peter Pan. The model box for Rent captures the gritty, energetic world of New York City's Lower East Side in the early 1990s. It includes 2 scaffolding units on either side, background walls on wheels so that they can slide and swap places, and a central table and chairs to support group scenes. The model box shows how the space transforms into apartments, streets, and clubs without creating big, slow scene changes, perfect for a small theater with very limited backstage space. Plus, the rolling walls prove an important truth. Even scenery likes to make dramatic entrances. The Peter Pan model box emphasizes the contrast between structured London and the flowing imagination of Neverland. It includes a central revolving turntable for quick scene changes between the Darling Nursery, Neverland, and Captain Hook's pirate ship. This model shows how the set can transform quickly in small theater without needing to have 20 stagehands and a forklift. It allows the designer to test how magic can happen efficiently and safely, even in limited space. And let's be honest, any model that has a giant pirate ship is automatically awesome. Scenic design is a powerful combination of creativity, engineering, painting, storytelling, and teamwork. From sketches to construction, painting to installation, model boxes to strike, scenic designers shape the world the audience sees. One idea, one piece of wood, and one bucket of paint at a time. And this is only the start of Technical Theater series. Next time, we'll explore a world of props. Thanks for watching, and remember, every set tells a story. Sometimes literally, sometimes emotionally, and sometimes by all falling apart when someone forgot to hammer a nail in. Boom!